Hey guys, how are you doing? This is episode 8 of the F1 2018 career mode on the Hepic channel, and we're at Singapore and Russia in this episode. And you probably noticed I've made it a bit shorter because last time it was 25 minutes long and it took me nearly 4 years to upload the video, but this time it's going to be about 12 or 13 minutes. Now, in Singapore, in my opinion, the hardest track in the game based on how the tyres heat up so quickly and overheat so much, and the fact that it's really tight and windy. It's not going to be great for us, and it's also very, very wet. But luckily for the race, it's going to be full dry conditions. Now, at the end of the race, end of the qualifying, at this stage in qualifying 1, my engineers told me that I could go into intermediates. However, it was a bit of a glitch, because I went out intermediate tyres and it didn't go too well. Because it's kind of intermediates, but just not quite there yet. And we were really trying to push for this extra lap time as we got the most out of the wet tyres. Couldn't go any faster on the wet tyres at all. So we decided to go into the lap, and we ended up coming out of qualifying 1 and coming 16th place, which is not the best way to start a Formula 1 race. Especially considering in the last few races we've been towards the top and getting podiums nearly every time. This could be a moment in the season where our luck changes, and as you can see, Stroll also struggled as well. We're now going to go and put on some better component parts. Now you can see there, that is going to be the weather. Not too bad then. It's going to be a night race as always, but it's going to be dry.
You're lower on the grid than we wanted. See to it that we improve throughout the race.
Alright then, this is a dry Singapore Grand Prix. It's going to be a completely different story compared to qualifying. But what can happen now then? We go be inside of a load of cars, but we don't really make that many positions up. Get punted by our teammate there, Stroll, but we stay on the track and don't suffer any damage. Now Hartley is our next victim. There's a lot of cars all bunched up together, so maybe we've got a chance of getting some of them. And we also got a warning there for cutting the track a little bit, which I thought was a bit unfair at the time. But now we've got Magnussen trying to go up our inside. We brake nice and late. Hopefully we're able to get the position. He cuts the corner as well, actually, and he punts us up a little bit, pushes over to the other side of the track. But we stay on the track and manage to keep the position. Well done to me there. Now we try so hard to get up the inside of Hartley, but he managed to get the better exit, the better line, and shoot up into the distance once again. But if you fail once, you'll try again, and we failed again. But we're going to hopefully get a position at some point in this race as we try again, but just don't get the best exit, and he shoots off again. But now, the lap later, we are very, very close to the back of Hartley. We stay close for the whole of that lap but can't get around him. And now we go round Hartley's outside, somehow don't get a corner cutting warning. I was really struggling around that part of the track with corner cutting and trying to, not exceed track limits, but we did okay that time. Coming to the pits without speeding, and we are now going to put it on for some ultra soft tyres with 10 laps to go. Ricardo comes out in front of us, so I think we've made some time up in the pits, definitely. I decided to pit a bit earlier actually as well. I just try to get some clean air, because everyone in front of us was been really, really annoying and holding us back quite a lot. So now we're into lap 7 now, so we had a bit of time to warm the tyres up and get ourselves up to speed. It was a 1:40.2, not a bad lap time at all, to be quite honest with you. We're starting to struggle a little bit as the tyres are now starting to overheat a little bit. We've got another 6 laps to go. This could be tough as Perez tries to go up our outside here, and I think he's going to get in the move. We've got quite a lot of downforce because of the wet conditions in qualifying. I put more downforce on the car for qualifying, and that meant for the race I've got a wet setup on. Hulkenberg then goes past us as well. We tried to get him around here. We get squeezed into the wall, but no, he gets the position, and we're stuck now in 10th place, only looking for a point. He just shoots straight off. The AI around here are so fast. There's signs and tries to go up the outside, but I think we've got the position right now. We have, with 4 laps to go in this race. Ocon tries to go around us, and then he just turns into us and he crashes. That was clever. He's out the race now. Well done, mate. I get a warning for that for some reason. Look at this. He just turns straight into me. There's nothing I can do there. I've got no space. I'm leaving him space on the outside by staying fairly close to the wall on the inside. But he just decides, nope, I want more track. And he messes his race up for himself. Scienten on the penultimate lap goes up our inside and overtakes us. Can we get him back though? I doubt it. No, we cannot. And we also lose some of our front wing. It goes to yellow. Not great really. On the final lap of the race then, we're really struggling now. We end up losing even more of our front wing, and it's going to get impossible to get back to that 10th place as Van Dorn then goes up our side of our car and overtakes us. Also, to make matters even worse, Leclerc and Grosjean push us into the barrier.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in park.
That could not have gone much worse, could it? It really couldn't. So we got 2 podiums last episode, and now to start off this episode, in the first race of the episode, we've ended up getting 14th place after destroying our front wing. Well, it looks like I'm not getting driver of the day today. That was not good at all. A few collision warnings and a few track limit warnings, but we didn't get a penalty. That was good. So it's not going to do our standings very good. We are 87 points behind Hamilton now and a very long way behind Scuderia Ferrari. There's no chance of winning the Constructors' Championship this season, but maybe next season now. We do put an upgrade. We've got a small amount of points onto, I think that was weight reduction. So now we're in Russia in qualifying. Now it's a dry session and it's going to be stay dry all weekend, so that's going to be nice for us. We should be able to be competitive now and maybe get ourselves a podium and try to redeem ourselves from the last race. Saying a 133.3, not bad at all. Get a nice little tow from the car ahead. We're actually 9 tenths up on our time and going purple, meaning we're the fastest car on the circuit right now in the second sector. Go across the line, but as other people improve, we come 7th place. Okay, not great. And then in Q2, things get just a little bit more difficult. It starts to rain, but it's not wet enough for intermediate conditions or wet conditions, luckily. However, we're in a situation where the grip levels have dramatically decreased, and Hamilton sets a 135.8, we set a 137.7. On the second lap, as it continues to rain, it gets harder and harder, and we cannot set a lap. There's no grip out there at all. So, we're now in 6th place. In theory, as the grit levels have gone down so much, we should be able to keep our position. But no! Somehow, everyone else finds grip out of nowhere and gets ahead of us. So we're now stuck in 13th place in Q2, meaning we're going to go out the qualifying if we don't set a better lap when we do go out qualifying. So, yeah. Yeah, the issue is to turn 1 is. It's kind of hard to crash because it's not a braking zone. It's just it's a little kink in the road. It's silly, but it should say turn 2 actually. But then we get sandwiched by Raikkonen and Stroll, my teammates, up inside of a few cars, trying to get ourselves up into a competitive position now. As we do so very well, up inside of Magnussen, trying to get ourselves a 7th place and maybe even a 6th place if we can overtake Hulkenberg into the next corner. And I think we do it very aggressively, but we do it. Now in 6th place. That was a sensational way to start the Russian Grand Prix. Now against Ocon, who we're not too fond of, are we, at the moment? And then we lose the back end, we spin. Oh no! You've got to be kidding me. Everyone's going to go past us. We're going to be back in last place. We'll do a flick spin there to get us around, facing the right direction again, but oh no, it's Daniel Ricciardo that sets a 134.5 there. We set a 135.4 on the following lap when we've got some clean air and we're not spinning all over the place. Now a lap later we actually catch up to the back of the pack, which isn't bad at all. Now lap 4 we pit. And that'll be our one and only pit stop in this race. We've got to push on now and try to set the best laps we can. We get into the 134s, not bad, but not the fastest lap unfortunately. We're now going to try and overtake a load of cars in the pits, but get stuck behind Raikkonen. But we make quick work of him and get around him not long after. Now 13th place, there's still more cars to pit, so we should be able to get a few more positions, as now Raikkonen on the same lap tries to overtake us once again. But we're having none of it as we go up inside, as he leaves the space. Stroll then, our teammate, unfortunately, is in front of us and he gets in the way. Well done, you've now cost us some of our front wing. It was going at granny speed there. There's nothing I could do about it. I don't know why I was going so slow into that corner. But that's going to make it even harder to keep the pace up for the rest of this Grand Prix. For basically half of it, there's 6 laps to go in a 13-lap race. He keeps trying to push us and attack us. And he goes about inside again. As we go past Hamilton, I think he's got a puncture or he's knocked off his front wing. So he's our rival. He's not going to get points today. We then get a warning to make matters even worse. 3 seconds are knocked off. Now we're going to try and get in the top 10, meaning we cannot fall any further back than Hulkenberg. Raikkonen then goes over inside. We then try to keep position. For our pride's sake, we end up trying to battle him. We should have really let him go and just tried to, not lose too much time. But we wanted to try and, show that we're a good driver and keep the position against the Ferrari. And see how fast we are against Ferrari, and to compare our cars together. We're pretty quick, but not fast enough. They've got the edge on us and they keep pushing at us, but we can just about defend it and keep the positions. Now, across the final corner, I think that was harsh. We got a penalty for that, but you know what? That happens sometimes. That means we got 6 seconds worth of penalties, which puts us back into 10th place. So not great at all. But at least we got a point in the last race. We got 0. That is not going to do as well in the Drivers' Championship though. It really isn't. Only getting a point. Look at that, we've dropped down to 4th place and we're miles off, over 200 points behind the top guys in the Constructors' Championship. Now we do our other contract again, our next contract, which is very similar to the previous one, and this is how we're doing in the R&D, trying to upgrade our power units. Now thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe and turn on those notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.